إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئاتنا أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Welcome to this session on presenting the International Open University. So this session is about the university and its background and how it has progressed over the years, and the courses that the university offers at present and its future plans, and as it has progressed, with some of the statistics and the recent updates. So inshallah, we'll go through in details in each section. And I'll be flicking the slides through so you can see each slide, and I'll be presenting the information on each slide. So the International Open University, IOU in short, which has been known prior to the name of International Open University as Islamic Online University. And the Islamic Online University was established in 2001 by our revered, well-known scholar, Dr. Abu Amina Bilal Phillips. IOU, the International Open University, offers different levels or different degrees of certificates and courses. So it offers certificates, diplomas, degrees in Islamic or Islamized modern subjects. And we'll be going through some of the Islamized subjects that it offers. The mission of IOU, as Dr. Bilal Phillips has mentioned, is that it's changing the nation through education. So that is the main the slogan or motive for the International Open University. So what does IOU, what is the you can say USP or unique selling point for the International Open University? Well, one of the most important one is the authenticity, and what the authenticity is referring to is that in this age of communication, where internet has revolutionized the way we communicate, we have access to information at a very convenient and easy way, where we can get any information about any subjects, any matter. But the problem with that is, as it comes, we can see in today's world, is we can be bombarded with lots of information, and some of it may not be authentic. Some of it may be where it's biased, or some may have other agendas, and they may want to make their information, what they want to propagate, available to the mass population. So it's very important that we know what is authentic in terms of when we want to gain knowledge, and specifically Islamic knowledge, because Islam is based on the Quran and Sunnah, and the Quran is obviously established. The Sunnah are also established, but we need to know there can be different sort of interpretation, and the hadiths that we come across. How do you verify what is authentic? So the Islamic International Open University does guarantee that the information or the knowledge that would be learned from the curriculum is authentic and based on Quran and Sunnah. The second point is accessibility. It is obviously online. So in today's world, because everything is online and we have the internet where we can access information, so anyone can study from anywhere in the world, from the convenience of their home, um, even at work during their break time. So it gives that flexibility of study. You don't have to be at a particular location to study. The third is affordability. Now, we know that education is not cheap. I mean, especially in the West, if we look at some of the even the top universities, someone can get get an offer of a place at a university, but they have to be ready to spend significant amount of money. Sometimes it's in 30,000-40,000 pounds over 3-4 years to be able to get a decent level of education at any university, especially in the West, as I said, and even in other countries in the world. But International Open University is offering very modest and affordable fees. And these fees are on a sliding scale basis. So the countries are on different scales. So a student from, for example, in India will not be paying the same fees as opposed to someone who is from the United States of America, or someone from an African country will not pay the same fees as someone from a South Asian country. So they're different. So there are different tiers of fees levels according to the country and the living standard. So that makes it more easier for students across the globe to access education. Fourth is community. Being in this university will be part of the global Muslim community, which is the university has got representations from about 200 countries in the world. The third is Islamic ethics. The university stands for and strives for the highest standard of personal integrity, honesty, and responsibility. So that obviously is something to look forward to, because obviously in many universities in the world, we don't have a degree with Islamic ethics. You can study psychology, say, for example, in university, but they don't have the ethics side of things. But in Islamic perspective, International Open University, the subjects that's being offered, which we'll go through in detail in a bit, do have that extra layer of ethics built into the courses. Quality and application. The IOU is committed to providing top quality online academic experience. So it enables students to have face-to-face challenges of the 21st century. So what this means is basically there is a grounding requirement of benefiting the community from what knowledge has been gained from education. I'll be moving to the next slide. Now we'll look into a bit of the history of the International Open University. So as he mentioned earlier, it was launched in 2001. And initially, after it was opened, it was offering paid bachelor's level courses. But then due to some reasons, unforeseen circumstances, the university had to stop operation back in 2002. But alhamdulillah, it began its journey again. And in 2007, the university launched 22 free diploma courses and also had around 1,500 students registered at that time. In 2010, the university offered its first online bachelor's degree, which is known as BAIS. So it's bachelor's degree, a Bachelor of Arts in Islamic Studies. And it's one of the signature course, I would say, the university offers from the beginning, which is very popular. And it had registered students at that time, which was increasing up to 30,000, representing students from around 177 countries. In 2014, The university opened a bachelor's degree in some other disciplines. So it introduced Arabic, education, Islamic banking and finance, and psychology. So these are bachelor's degree again, and in some other disciplines. And the university also received this license, the university license from the Ministry of Higher Education, Gambia. And the same year, the university began its Bachelor of Arts in Islamic Studies program in Russian language. In 2015, there are two more departments were inaugurated, opened, and these were also offering bachelor's degree in business administration and also in IT or information technology. IOU began to offer also master's degrees, and one of the first master's degree that IOU offered was in 2015, which was in Islamic studies, is known as MAIS in short. There were also a integration of a new extension of the BIS degree in Bahasa for the Indonesian students. So this was another breakthrough for study in Islamic studies at bachelor's level. That was in 2017. And also one of the breakthrough was the One Mas, which is in short is known as the 1 million African scholarship. So it was an initiative which Dr. Bilal introduced to educate the unprivileged African youth getting to study the bachelor's degree in Islamic studies or in other disciplines. Obviously, the university by that time was offering other disciplines, as mentioned before. So they would get scholarship to study. And that was the reason to introducing as an initiative. 2019 and 20, so the accreditation of NAQAA, which is the National Accreditation and Quality Assurance Authority of Gambia, which granted the International Open University institutional accreditation. And IU also officially changed its name from Islamic Open University to International Open University in the same year, in 2019 or 20, I suppose sometime in between there. In 2021, 22, in those years, the NACA also granted program accreditation for the bachelor's degree in Arabic. So these degrees were already offered, but these were accredited by NACA by that time, in 2021 and 22. And these courses were again the Arabic, business administration, Islamic banking and finance, psychology, education, and also Islamic studies. As well, the university introduced this, I suppose this is the second master's course, which was in psychology. In 2023 is the current year. There has been some more updates, and NACA also granted accreditation for the master's degree in Arabic, which is new this year, and also in business administration, so that's MBA, Islamic banking and finance, also in education, and in Islamic studies. So Islamic studies already had master's degree, but I don't think it's mentioned in the slide, but we had a session a few weeks ago where I did have a question to the Vice Chancellor and did ask about the master's degree, and I was told that there is a new master's program which has been accredited in this year. I think it's already began from this semester, and it was in master's in Islamic studies, but by research. So there is an option of taught or research. So you'll notice in many of the Western universities, you'll have a master's degree, which is taught master's degree. So it's predominantly the courses that you are taught, and then you have assignments and exams. Or the other option is the master's by research. So from day one, you'd be trained to do the research, and you'd do an extended volume of research for the master's as opposed to a taught master's degree. So the university also has introduced a master's by research in Islamic studies. As well as the postgraduate certificate in education has been also introduced in 2023. In the current year, 2022-2023 academic year, over 9,000 students registered across different programs from different countries in the world, around 200 or more countries in the world. There's some statistics here about the International Open University. So we had 30,000 plus enrolled students from 173 countries. We have 20,000 plus students who completed at least one semester in the current year. 2,300 plus graduates in 92 countries. So that's the number of graduates who completed different degrees from the university who are studying online. 7 academic departments, which offers 20 full programs at different levels. As we said, bachelor's, master's, or certificates. We'll go through some of these courses. We have 78 student committees from 50 countries, which are expanding as well. We're introducing new committees in other countries. 2,500 plus exam centers, and these exam centers are also their procedures. These can be added with the approval of the university. There are 200 plus staff and faculty members in different around the world, throughout the world in 35 different countries. 6,500 enrolled students just in spring 2023 semester, and also of them 32% are on scholarship, as mentioned by the one earlier, and other scholarship programs. And also more than half of the students who are enrolled in spring 2023 are female. So that's a very promising numbers, as you can see. And it's being popular because of the as you mentioned, some of the USPs, the unique selling point, where the convenience and accessibility, authenticity of the knowledge, as contributing factors. The university, as you mentioned, was founded by the well-known Islamic scholar, Dr. Abu Amina Bilal Phillips. So I will be just mentioning briefly about himself. So Dr. Bilal Phillips is a Jamaican Canadian Islamic scholar who converted to Islam in early 1970s. And then he went to study a bachelor's in Islamic studies from the University of Medina, and then a master's in theology, Islamic theology, from King Saud University. He also then completed a doctorate, I think it was back in 1994, if I'm not wrong, and a doctorate from the UK, University of Wales, in Islamic theology. He taught Arabic Islamic studies in high schools in some of the countries like Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, and also other universities in those areas over 20 years, period of 20 years. He set up Islamic Studies department in different universities in that area, in UAE, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and also he's been named in the 500 most influential Muslims publication as a person who has influenced the Islamic world. He authored over 50 plus, more than 50 published Islamic books. So some of the books you may have seen. These are quite popular on Aqidah, on fiqh. I mean, I have, his books. It's just it's been breakthrough for me. I have studied some of his books, and alhamdulillah, these are eye-opening. And these are some of the books that also used in the degrees as the in the curriculum, along with other scholars' books. So what Dr. Bilal Filis, this is his statement. So he says that the goal of making authentic Islamic knowledge and Islamized modern knowledge readily accessible to the world through the medium of the internet is a noble mission worthy of dedicating and sacrificing all of one's life and all of one's means. And you can see that, because obviously through this is not only benefiting in this world, but also becoming a sadaqah jariyah. And it's just not for him, but it's for everyone who are involved in this mission. Whether you are studying, whether you are involved in spreading the message, or introducing new students to the program, or working in the background, administration, it can be anything. And all of us are in the process. So alhamdulillah, Dr. Bilal Filis, he made the initiative. Inshallah, he's going to get the most of the ajr, but inshallah, we will be part of it. We have the instructors who are, as you can see, many of our revered instructors are known in the Islamic world, and they have degrees in Islam or even other disciplines, and they have done Islamic studies as well. So we have in psychology, we have scholars in information technology, in business administration, with the highest degree in PhD. So now I'll be going through some of the departments and faculties that IOU has. So as I mentioned earlier, the IOU has 7 faculties and is offering about 24 different type of programs. So the first faculty is Arabic and Islamic Studies, which there are 2 departments under that faculty: the Department of Islamic Studies and the Department of Arabic Language. Each of them offering different level of courses. We'll be going through these in a minute. And the other faculty is Faculty of Liberal Arts and Sciences, which has 5 different departments: Department of Education, Economics and Finance, Psychology, Business Administration, and Information Technology. So we'll be touching on these 2 faculties and the courses is offering. And so the first department is the Department of Islamic Studies. So the Islamic Studies department has got as I mentioned, the signature course, which is known and many of whom has joined initially the Islamic Online University, which has in 2017 changed the name to International Open University after the NACA accreditation. Is the Bachelor of Arts course. That's the signature course. So this course is 4 years. The requirement, as with any bachelor's degree, is a high school diploma equivalent from any countries in the world. The 4 years is full-time, by the way. So if someone is studying, we'll go through the course in more detail, just giving some brief. So if someone wants to study part-time, the options is there. And the university is very flexible in terms of how many years is allowed. I mean, with certain universities in the world, even with part-time, you got very restricted timetable. It's normally, if the full course is 4 years, then probably 8 years. But with International Open University is much more than that. So it gives more flexibility where you can study Islam. The courses include in the subject matters in Sharia and Dawah. So it would include the fiqh, Aqidah, Sirah, Hadith, Tafsir, so everything to do with Sharia or Dawah. There are additional courses there's one is required to do along with the Islamic courses in Islamic studies degree. And these are in education, psychology, so it includes modules in finance, management and information, ICT, information technology. The postgraduate certificate course in Islamic studies is actually it's a bridge to masters. So if someone wants to study wants to do Islamic studies, they may have some background in Islam. So maybe they haven't studied Islam at a bachelor's level. They may have done a different type of degree, but they want to study masters in Islam and they don't have the time to spend another 4 years in the bachelor's where they know the knowledge through other means, attending lectures or maybe self-study. And they want to go into doing a master's, this option is there. So it's very flexible. So it allows someone to study a certificate, it's like a conversion course where they can do it in 1.5 years. And it will includes courses in Aqidah, Fiqh, Tafsir, Sirah, Hadith, and Arabic. So this gives or prepares someone to the level where they can go into doing a master's in Islamic studies. So now we are at the master's level in Islamic studies, where the master's degree is 2 years. Also, as I said before, there is part-time option. And the master's, again, to do the master's, the requirement would be to have a bachelor's degree in Islamic studies from an accredited institution. Or if you don't want to do a bachelor's, you can do the postgraduate certificate, as I mentioned in the earlier slide, and go into doing the master's directly. And as I said, there's coursework, meaning taught course, or the research-based. Both options are available for master's. The contents or the courses include Tawheed, al-Asma wa Sifat in Aqidah, in Arabic language, communication skills, in Arabic literature, and also the courses in Fiqh, as Maqasid, al-Sharia, international relations, Qada wa Wasiya Sharia, Hadith, Tafsir, and history, Islamic history. The university also did introduce a doctorate degree in Islamic studies, but it was launched initially, but now it's been put on hold. I think, inshallah, we're hoping that it will be coming very soon again. And obviously, to do a doctorate, the requirement to get into the discipline would be you have to have a master's degree in Islamic studies, and the disciplines that will be relevant would be pure Islamic studies, theology, interdisciplinary studies, Islamic sciences, pure applied sciences, or humanities, which are Islamized for the purposes. So this is 3 years degree, and it's purely research based, which is 3 years again is full time. Apologies, but there will be as for the other degrees, I'm assuming there will be part-time option as well. Requirement for research topic, the pure Islamic studies, theology. So the master's degree, as I mentioned, there has to be a master's degree in place, or any interdisciplinary studies, a master's degree in a relevant subject, and the research proposal should be submitted along with the application to justify the research topic. Now we look at some of the courses for Department of Education. And the Department of Education, they've got 3 programs it offers. So the Bachelor of Arts degree, which is, again, the requirement for all the bachelor's or high school diploma, as mentioned earlier. And it's 4 years. The second one is Associate of Arts degree, which is 2 years. So it's like a diploma. The requirement is a diploma to get into, but it's of a lesser intensity than the bachelor's. And the certificate in education, and which is 1 year diploma, 1 year certificate, sorry. The program includes conventional subjects that's taught comparatively in any universities where the a degree in education is done. And also it does have core Islamic studies subjects which are taught. So the degree in education is also Islamized, which the motive was the Dr. Bilal Khalif's mentioned that the Islamized content. So even if it is not Islamic studies, but any other subject being taught at the International Open University will be the content will be Islamized along with the conventional or contemporary knowledge. So someone who is graduating, they would have both knowledge. So even if he is in education, they will have the Islamic ethics in them. And also it does include teachers training in the contents. The Department of Islamic Economics, Banking and Finance also offers three different courses. So the Bachelor of Arts, which is again 4 years in duration for full time. The associate degree in also is 2 years, and the certificate is 1 year, and all of them requires high school diploma to get into. The contents include conventional subjects taught comparatively for the relevant subject, the program basically. Core Islamic studies, as like the other ones, is Islamized. And some of the courses that is included in the degree program is principles of accounting, principles of economics. It can be microeconomics, macroeconomics, introduction to business, principles of management, money and banking, managerial accounting, which basically is if someone is in business and so if they have the Islamic ethics, so when they are in the real world doing business, they would obviously act differently to someone who doesn't have the Islamic ethics. So you can see how it's beneficial. Alhamdulillah. The Department of Psychology also offers the similar sort of 3 different tiers of programs. So you've got the bachelor's, associate degree, and the certificate, and the same duration like the others. And they also need high school diploma to get into. And the program includes Islamic psychology, child psychology, health psychology, abnormal psychology, Islamic counseling. I mean, with psychology, I think when I came across Islamic psychology, and I noticed that there's a lot of problems in the society which are not being addressed. So if someone who has done a degree in Islamic psychology, you can clearly see they can address issues which are not addressed by the conventional psychologist, because they have the best of the both. They have the Islamic ethics to it. So they can resolve a lot of the issues that Muslims face on day-to-day basis through Islamic counseling process. And this program trains for that. So you have also the Masters in Psychology and Islamic Counseling, which is a 2-year degree, and the requirement to get into is a Bachelor's in Psychology or relevant degree. So if someone has done a bachelor's degree, they can do the Psychology and Islamic Counseling. And the core contents include Islamic psychology, psychotherapy, psychological testing and assessment, and psychological interventions. So which are some of the conventional methods applied in the psychology. The research is also, there's research methodology and proposals, which is part of the degree completion. So if someone wants to become a master's in psychology and Islamic counseling, they will have to do a thesis as well, which is minor, but they have to do a thesis. Department of Information and Technology, again, similar sort of course structure where we have the bachelor's of science in IT, associate degree in IT, which is 2 years. The bachelor's is 4 years, and the certificate is 1 year. Again, the entry requirements are same as the others, high school diploma. The program includes introduction to computing, programming fundamentals, calculus and analytical geometry, object-oriented programming, digital logic design, discrete structure. So you can see clearly the program contents are similar to any conventional university where you'd go and study IT. The only thing, the difference is you have the Islamic contents there as well. So you're of the Islamic side of. So if someone has learned programming, they aren't really going to creating viruses to affect or destroy others. IT system, because obviously they'd be concerned about the Islamic ethics, and they would have the fear of Allah. So obviously that's installed in there. We have the Department of Business Administration, which offers the similar degrees. So we have bachelor's degree again 4 years, associate degree 2 years, and the certificate is 1 year. Again, the entry requirement is a high school diploma. The courses includes Introduction to Business, Principles of Marketing, Principles of Management, Principles of Economics, Organizational Behavior, Organization and Management. And the Department of Arabic Language has got slightly different program as opposed to the other departments, because it does offer a particular course which is known as IAP, or Arabic Intensive Arabic Program. And what this course is designed is to get someone up to scratch for Arabic, so they can then read and write. Not only read and write, they can understand the Arabic grammar. So it's quite detailed. So I'll go into this. It's a 2 years program, but the way it's designed is where we have 2 semesters for the degree program every year. The Arabic intensive program has got 2 sort of semesters in sort of one length of semester where for the degree. So it is quite intensive. That's why it's called intensive, because it incorporates a lot of work in a short span of time, but it's a very fast track way of learning the Arabic. So it's a 2-year program, and it includes Arabic grammar, reading, writing, Arabic reading, writing, listening, and understanding. So you will, by the end of the course, inshallah, you should have some sort of understanding when you're reciting the Quran, when you're reading an Arabic text, and also the course. Some of the materials used in the course is the Madina book, the famous Madina book, which also has Arabic grammar in it, and also Ajrumiyya. That's one of the Arabic material being used in the program. The Arabic department also offers the bachelor's in the bachelor's degree, that's to be a Bachelor of Arts in Arabic language, and it is also 4 years degree. Entry requirement is high school diploma. So the contents include detailed Arabic grammar, pre-Islamic, Islamic and modern Arabic literature, in-depth study of the Al-Madina series books, which I mentioned. So there are 3 or 4 books in Madina books series. Arabic, rhetoric, linguistics and morphology. So this goes more into the Arabic language, where you have a better understanding. And the course has been designed and taught and followed the contents from Muhammad bin Saud University from Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So you can see it's very high standard. There is also a postgraduate certificate in Arabic. So if someone doesn't want to do the bachelor's in Arabic, but they want to go to the master's, so they can do this conversion course, which is a year. And also it has the courses from Arabic grammar and pre-Islamic and Islamic literature, as it would prepare you. It's like a bridging course from the bachelor's to the master's without doing the bachelor's. So the master's degree in Arabic is 2 years degree, like any other master's, and the requirement is a bachelor's in Arabic, or if you want to go a direct entry to the master's, you will need to do the certificate course in Arabic, the postgraduate certificate course in Arabic. And it's designed to give a thorough and supportive opportunity to conduct research in Arabic, which enables you to demonstrate advanced familiarity with classical and modern Arabic literature, poetry, and Islamic religious texts. So it's just not about the classical, the Islamic text. It also allows you to understand the classical poetry in Arabic language, the morphology. It goes into much more detail. So it resources you in a better way in Arabic language. Now we'll look into some of the study plans and fees. As mentioned before, the courses can be taken in full-time and part-time basis, as mentioned. And also there is a third option, which is accelerated, you can see on the right side. And I'll go into that in a bit. So the part-time is in a semester there is 6 courses, generally the 6 courses, that's the standard sort of. So if someone wants to do part-time, they can do 1 to 3 courses. And typically it's about 25 to 40 credits is depending on the courses, the weight of the course. And also, it's just a general guideline that how many hours you'd be typically looking to invest if you're doing part-time. So if you're doing up to 3, then maybe you have to be doing about 18 hours of commitment per week in terms of your studies. And if you are doing part-time 1 to 3 courses, then you're looking to complete the degree in 6 to 9 years. As far as I know, I think the panel would be able to, because there is someone who would be answering the questions. You can know about the maximum length. As far as I know, it's 12 years that you can complete the degree by. But obviously that can be more clarified if the administration of the IT, the help desk, they can help with that, to answering if you have any specific queries relating to that. The full time, again, obviously if you've got the full commitment, so then you're looking to complete the degree in 4 years. But if you vary the courses, you can even full time, you can do between 4 to 6 courses, and you're committing about 40 to 60 credits, depending on the course, and your commitment will be about 24 to 36. Now, these different sliding is also is reflected with the fees as well. So the part-time and full-time, not someone who is doing part-time, they'll be paying a full-time fees. So on a slide, we'll go into that detail, but the fees are slightly different as well. So it's fair, basically. Accelerated is someone who's very committed and they want to get the degree done earlier than 4 years, so they can, the option is there as well. So they can take extra courses. They can be up to 9. 9 is a maximum in a semester, and they'll be looking to get the course completed within, inshallah, 3 to 3.5 years. Semester fees, as I mentioned, is on a sliding scale basis. So that's why it's got the ranges there. In undergraduate, you have the part-time $80 to $280. So the 80 is the lower living standard countries, and then high living standard countries is $280 per semester, where you can register up to 3 courses. Full time, you can register up to 6 courses, and accelerated up to 9 courses. So we have the different, as you can see, the different fees structure for different levels of qualification. The intensive Arabic program, which is again $100 to $410. The doctorate obviously hasn't been introduced yet, but it will be introduced very soon, inshallah. And when it does, looking at a sort of, I think that's the highest level of fees you're looking at. So it's quite modest. I mean, a degree can be done within a few $1,000s, even on a part-time basis. I know that's going to extend the time period, but if you are capable of doing it full-time, it's not even a fraction of 1 year fees in the West in a university. The dates, normally the semesters are spring and fall semester, and the semester starts in the spring semester is in the October time, early registration in February. So I think that the dates, yeah. So the registration is from March, in the month of March. So the classes normally begins for the spring semester in March and for fall semester in September. There is midterm exams in November, for the fall semester, and in May for the spring semester. So the midterm exam is obviously like half of the course is done. So they do a midterm exam, and which has to be, I think the rules have been changed now. So some of the courses, students may have to go to the exam center and do the exams for the midterm exams. And then there's the assignments as well, which has deadlines, the assignments to be submitted. And then there is a final exam. So the final exam for the spring is in August, and for the fall semester is in February. And the final exam has to be taken at an exam center. And also, if you are looking to register, I think the date has passed already. Normally, is if for spring semester it's in August, or for spring semester it's in February, or fall semester it's in August. So if you, before the course starts, you can, in the previous month, you can register and you get 10% discount. So if you want, you can register now for the following semester, which will begin in March. So you can register now and you get the 10% discount. Inshallah. So the accreditation, as mentioned before, is from the Ministry of Higher Education, Gambia, which was received in 2014. And the other accreditation is from the NACA, which is the National Accreditation and Quality Assurance Authority in Gambia. And that's been received in 2019, and which is accredited for bachelor's and master's programs. There are also some subsidiary organization or the which offers courses along with IOU, so it's like sister organizations. And that's one of them is the Global Quran Memorization Center, which offers courses in Izaja, Tajweed in beginner or advanced level. And also there is affordable monthly fees. And also these are gender separated programs for 12 plus years, which are focusing on memorization of the Quran as well. There is another diploma program, which is also offered sideways, which is General Diploma in Islamic Studies. So if someone doesn't have the commitment and they'll probably want to see how it goes to online studies, they can do at a lesser extent, a lesser cost, the General Diploma in Islamic Studies, which offers about 40 courses. It's a small subscription fee of as little as £1 per month, which is almost nothing. And it spans over 6 levels of learning. And at the end of the course, a student will obtain a diploma upon the completion of 24 courses that's offered in the diploma. And there's also Ilm Institute, which offers short courses, so like marriage counseling, so they can have their short courses, which are it's like sort of weekend courses, like sort of lecture sort of thing. So it's not as thorough as the other programs, but these are short courses which anyone can go and do. Even the degree students, if you want to, there's particular course they're interested in, you can go into and register and do that. So how will you be studying at International Open University? I know I'm just extending over the time. I apologize for this. So one of them, the important thing is the language, obviously, because it's in English language. So one has to be fluent in English, especially in terms of the reading and writing bit. The other ones is, so there are some courses offered in different languages like Russian and Bahasa, but obviously those are not taught in English, but where the vast majority of the courses are taught in English language. So that's a requirement. And the other one is Arabic program. So the Arabic, obviously, someone will be learning Arabic, so they would be then fluent in the Arabic, and that will be the part of the degree requirements to become a graduate in Arabic language. Time management is one. So this is a bit difficult because obviously, because we're learning online, so you'd be self-managing your time. There will be deadlines and things like that, but obviously it has to be managed in a way that the courses are completed on time, submitted on time. As I mentioned, that it's recommended 5 to 6 hours per course per week. So the module test and assignments and exams, and it has to be planned and executed accordingly, inshallah. So there's a bit of punctuality and planning involved, as I suppose self-motivation as well. And obviously, if you're going to study Islam online, then you're already motivated. And inshallah, I mean, obviously, it's for the sake of Allah. So inshallah, may Allah will make it easy for you. The exam center has to be approved. So an exam center can be added, but it has to be approved by the IOU administration. And also they have to visit the exam center, make sure that before going to the exam center, you have to contact the exam center and make sure that everything is in place so that you can take the exam during the exam period. It's given as a period of like a week or so, just over a week sometimes, but generally it's about 5 to 7 days. Within that period, you have to do the exams. It's flexible. It's not like a particular day you have to go. You can go agreeing with the exam center when you want to do the exams. Computer literacy is obviously is very important because it's all online. So you have to be able to know how to operate the computer, and especially some of the softwares like the Microsoft Word or any word processing software. There's open source Word or Excel softwares available, and the requirements, the what sort of softwares you may need. Um, the Now obviously the question and answer. I think the administration will be addressing the questions that you may have, and obviously they'll get back to you if there is anything that you want to know in particular. There's so inshallah with that I conclude the session, and I inshallah if you have any questions, please ask your question in the chat box in on the YouTube chat, and the our office will address those and answer and get back to you. Jazakallah khair for attending. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.